Previously on Drone Wars.
One of the biggest mistakes from our side was too many guys thought that Russians are stupid.
For me, it's still a big surprise how sacrificial they in terms of their infantry.
Because I have one simple rule. It's easier to make a change to the plan
Than to make a change to the improvisation.
That's why as more you prepare before the mission, it's better your mission gonna play. That's why it's not just about flights.
Yuri, when you fly new drones or you get to use new drones, right? How often does a company come with you or ask you for feedback?
If we are talking about Ukraine, not often. United States, sometimes. And as usual, after some accidents, we say to them reports, or if we see how to do it in a better side. Sometimes it works, sometimes not.
So again, it comes down to the people.
One more thing to say to you as well, you need to understand when you have let's say 500 pilots on the front line. And even from terms of the company, every single one will bring solution that he thinks is best.
Of course.
Bring all 500 solutions is impossible. So you need to figure out what's the most important. What's possible? Because some of them can say, I want the aircraft, bring 17 hours of flight time with 37 kilos of the payload, and it's need to fit in my pocket. I'm sorry.
Yeah, impossible, right? Yeah, so you have to be a good judge to understand what feedback to listen to or not.
From the other side, my opinion is we have to work right now and today. And so if we have some possibilities to do it, we will do it. Other thing, it's doesn't matter for us if we can propose something, but if someone doesn't listen to us, it's not our problem.
Sure.
Because we have a product and we can use it. That's all.
Right. It's fair. That's very fair. Because you have to do a job every day. Got it. What do you think is something that is misunderstood about the drone conflict in Ukraine, right?
Misunderstood from who? By who?
Let's say people who are not fighting actively in the war. NATO, the US.
First of all, maybe in Ukraine also, many guys think that drone operator is a safety profession.
Right. But you're a high-value target.
No, yes, we are a high-value target, but to many guys, it's, okay, what are you doing? You just take remote control and fly.
Right.
Nothing else.
Right.
As Denis told, we make some preparation, we make after operations work, and it's sometimes it's a very difficult job.
Sure. I mean, the hours are already difficult, but then also the fact that.
And when we are talking about drones here in the United States or in Europe, too many guys believe in GPS.
Okay. That's a great takeaway. Don't believe in GPS.
Yes. As I told you in our last meeting, the world on drones, it's like World War II. You have just map and your eyes.
That's it.
You see this territory, okay, on map here, put sign here, so let's go. No, because in our side, when we see GPS, it's a very dangerous thing because Russians flights on bombing positions.
Okay.
In all other cases, we fly without GPS.
Yeah. All right. So that's it. That's one of the, what we call table stakes. One of the basic things over there. No GPS.
That's
Of course. And then jamming as well.
all the time somebody's coming like, we don't need GPS. We're able to fly in GNSS the night environment. No, guys, you don't understand. There is no GPS. I don't need much. I need only 4. Or like, how precise you're going to be? I would say with munition, it's going to be like plus minus 20 meters. Okay, 20 meters is like what, 60 feet? With 1 kilo, with 2 pounds of payload to charge explosives, it's not effective already. So what are we talking about?
Yeah.
But I need like only 4 satellites. No, we don't have it. Period. That's it. I'm gonna fly with optical navigation. Clouds. Landscape is changing every single day. Artillery is the best landscape designer I ever seen. They change it every single day. How are you gonna assign this position to that? Only his eyes can figure it out. That's still I'm flying from here to there. That's why we still really rely on the pilots.
Sure. Guys, what questions have I not asked you today?
When war gonna be over?
Yeah. What do you think?
It's the favorite question of my life.
I'm sure.
True answer. I don't know.
Yeah. I think we are in the beginning of a great big war.
I have a bigger war.
Yeah.
You do. You don't think Putin stops?
No.
Does he want?
He's psycho.
Yeah.
So that's all.
Yeah. You think it drags in other people? Other countries?
He already doing that.
Of course.
Since
I know. Let's talk about that for a minute, right? That's all over the news of
you have a good opinion on that.
Yeah.
You better ask him.
The
North Koreans?
Yeah.
Yeah, when we heard about North Koreans in our war,
Yeah.
I told that 20,000 it's nothing, but some of them will survive.
Yeah.
And they will return to the North Korea and attack South.
Yeah. So you think
They will be used like instructors, like high-level sergeants,
sure.
and these middle commanders for the army. Also, they learned how to use FPVs, Mavics
Yep.
in a real combat area.
Right. Right. So now they have a huge advantage
Yeah.
over South Korea.
Yes.
Interesting.
I don't think it's going to be advantage over South Koreans, but I think they're going to rise up in terms of quality of soldier and understanding the real case scenarios.
Sure. Right.
Because I don't know how do you call it, but like we captured one Northern Koreans. He didn't survive, but we found his notebook. And he wrote down everything, strategy, how to approach the EFPV, how to cache FPV, how shoot FPV in terms of like using another soldier as a bite.
Incredible.
Yes, and it's all been written in and out.
So if he's doing that, everybody else is doing it. And then the knowledge will transfer back. How fast have they adopted to this type of war? Because it's very different from that big maneuver warfare, right?
Just assumption of assumptions. We
Okay.
don't know. We don't know. We still didn't capture that many of them to ask that question that we're asking. First of all. Second of all, we're still just guessing what's the strategy.
Right.
Because we're thinking from the logic side. But not all the time logic is present on that territory.
Yeah. Because the dictator, right?
Exactly. That's what it was. We're thinking from our side what's most reasonable and most possible case scenario, but it can be different. It's like we assuming it's going to be like this, but it can be simply, you having 20,000 people, 50,000. I have a shortage. Can you send it to me some? Me.
Yeah.
It can be as simple as that.
Right.
That's why, like, it's still guesses.
Right.
And we don't have that guy who gonna ask what he thinks and what he's doing.
Right.
Drone Wars is recorded from Firestorm's global HQ in San Diego. From our custom-built studio inside one of our hero products, a modular industrial-grade manufacturing facility designed to be deployed anywhere in the world within 24 hours for on-demand drone production. Each week on the podcast, we bring you cutting-edge insights from top industry leaders, sharing the breakthroughs and technologies they're working on, the hard lessons they've learned, and bold predictions that they have for the next 5 to 10 years in autonomous systems and advanced manufacturing. Enjoying the show so far? Then be sure you like and subscribe so you never miss an episode. Now, back to the show.
You think this is the beginning of a bigger conflict?
Yeah.
What about you?
I don't have an answer.
That's fine.
Before the October, I was thinking it's gonna be like one marathon.
Sorry, what?
Marathon?
Oh, marathon.
It's can be up really soon, or it can be put on pause for some period of time, or it can progress. It's like
Right.
expand much bigger. So no answer for that.
Sure. Yeah,
Not enough information to make assumptions.
of course. There's a lot of other things going on, right? So, how did normal Ukrainians, like, how hard has it been for you guys and your families, right, during the conflict? Obviously, you being away is going to be a problem, right?
Yeah.
But talk more about some of those.
Say if a friend of mine, good friend of mine, he have a good explanation for that, and I would probably stick for it. For the beginning of the invasion, you have really small horizontal planning.
Mhm.
It was like the plan was to survive to the next day. But humans are that kind of animal that adapts to anything.
Mm.
So people adapt into this situation. I'm really surprised when like my kid coming from the kindergarten and telling me that, she called it Dada Putin, Uncle Putin, send the rockets or Shaheds. That's why she need to sit in like bomb shelter during the day. And like to hear it from kid,
Yeah.
it's crazy. It's unbelievable.
Right.
But all the people getting used to it, and with every single day, they're more adapted to it.
Yeah.
You cannot live in that scenario for whole life.
Mhm.
But still, I'm really surprised how adjustable people
Incredible.
to any circumstances. Let's say, like, put me 3 years ago, 4 years ago, without electricity for 3 days, without with air alert coming and stuff like that, I would be crazy within like 2 days. I'm gonna be simply crazy and I'm gonna be nuts. But right now, like, okay, Shahed's coming. My kid in the shelter, my wife is there, I'm here. Okay, let's continue to work. That's why, like, that's the biggest opening for me, how people are.
Yeah.
What they come for, how they do adjust in terms of like needs, internet, electricity, stuff like that. That's like crazy thing to think about.
That's a reoccurring thing you've talked about this whole conversation, is how adaptable people are, right? Battlefield, at home.
Yep.
New technologies, you name it. Yeah. Sounds like you have a lot of respect for how creative people and resilience, right, or strong people can be, and how they adapt to whatever they need to do to survive.
To my students, I always, at the end of the course, sure, everybody hates me already. I always saying one thing, that we have crazy ratio, 5-1.
Yeah.
4 or 5 Russians, we have only
1 Ukrainian.
Ukraine.
Yep.
So we cannot make a simple exchange, peer-to-peer, one-to-one, call it. You know, that's why every single Ukrainian need to be smarter, faster, more intelligent, more advanced in terms of technology and everything. That's the only way for us and for our country to survive.
Sure.
Otherwise, there's no possibility. Because simple ratio is 5-1. I'm not talking about quantity of the bombs, missiles, shaheds, rest of the crazy equipment they have, and they've been gathering for like years and years. But in simple ratio, 5-1, there's no other way.
Is there a way to overcome that?
Yeah, technology.
Yeah.
Technology help. Spending more and more time in training our infantry, military, to even to compare it to like World War II, where you like, if you need to see behind the front line, you need to send like a couple of scouts, you need to risk with their lives and stuff like that. Right now, drones can bring so many, in terms of difference of the operation, that you can replace the person. You're not gonna risk physically with that person. So yes, some drones, some machines cost money.
Yeah.
But you're not risking the most important thing, lives.
Do you think that's one of the main reasons that Ukraine has adopted just drone warfare en masse so fast? Because they thought this was one of the ways in which to even the playing field or get close, because you guys are 5-1, right? So technology helps you get closer? Or why do you think the drones have been adopted so fast?
Too many guys maybe know Ukraine like a good country for IT.
Yeah.
And that's why too many of our guys started to use new technologies in the war. Every war, it's a big jump in technologies.
Sure.
And in this field, some of, not scientists, but developers started to use unusual things in unusual areas.
Sure.
So we can take Mavic. It's usual commercial drone for filming your family, for filming something. But some of guys propose to use it like a strike drone. One thing, small one, printed on 3D printer, and it's a bomb.
That fast. One little change.
Yes.
Yep. And it almost sets everybody else to start thinking of.
And I think it's our usual normal Ukrainian position to do something new.
Something new. Sure.
Otherwise, we will not survive.
Yeah. So innovation and new ideas is how you compete. Interesting. Let's talk about your. So I asked him about like, how's it affected his family, right? Or how is it affecting you and your family?
When I said that I'm going to the war, my wife says, "What? Are you crazy?" But now she understood me, and she spends more time with me in my temporary resident city than at home. and I appreciate.
Yeah. You've adapted to
Yes.
that. Huh? Great. Guys, what is, do you have any messages or anything you want to say? Any more knowledge you'd like to share? I mean, this is really great. We've talked about a lot of stuff, but I want to give some time to you if there's anything we haven't covered or message you want to share.
I want to say only one thing. I have a bunch of things in my head to say or not to say, but I would say only one thing. We appreciate every single help that come from you guys, if I'm talking about US, that coming from any other country in terms of NATO, Europe, all other countries, you name it, all of them. I appreciate every single help. It's not just the money or technology in general, because I've seen everything from like hand warmers, all the way to, let's call it HIMARS or F-16s.
Sure.
And hopefully really soon F-32 or what's new with 35. 35. Yeah. I really appreciate that. Every single piece of help. You don't have to, but you are helping us. But we need more. Every single minute of wastage with the help cause some lives. It can be civilians, it can be soldiers, it can be troopers, it can be kids. Just the matter of a time in terms of some decisions to be made, or like it's too early to bring that, they're not good enough to like bring that technology, or we don't want to spend that money, or we don't have budget for it. Every single minute costs lives. That's the only message I have, because otherwise it's going to be another, how do you call it, podcast?
Yeah.
It's going to be another podcast for...
That's fine. We'll do the next one on...
For the weeks.
Yeah, exactly. We'll do the next one on the... via Zoom or whatever, Skype. What about you, Yuri?
I'm fully agree with Dan. I appreciate and grateful for all of your help, and I agree with Tom's. And from my side, like I'm a military guy, when you give us something in small quantities and we cannot use it in full power, it's a time to Russians' preparation for contributions of this weapon or with these systems.
Interesting. So if we give it to you in smaller numbers, basically adapt to that technology and you won't have the full effect.
Let's rephrase it and really fast and really easy to understand. If HIMARS would be at the front first day of the invasion, they wouldn't be that bad.
Yeah. Yeah, you would have knocked out all the 64-kilometer line of...
You gave us.
Yeah. But if you had it 2 years ago.
Yes. And 16, we still get them.
Yeah.
But sorry, you still gave them to us.
I understand completely now.
And if would the Russian understand that at this support, this level of support would be immediately right there at the spot, at the moment it's needed, in a full amount that it's needed, the invasion might not begin.
Interesting.
I'm not blaming no one. I'm not saying that somebody doing something wrong or not enough. That's the terms.
But you think if there was more weapons there would have been the deterrent and they wouldn't even have started the war? Or they would have tried and then stopped.
Probable cause.
Got it.
Because Russians disarm Ukraine in within years, within the decades. Ukraine sacrificed all possible munition, or it was like some kind of, I call it, I don't know, the proper word for that, but it was purposely destroyed from the distance with the agents, with like army. All the equipment need to be being care with the time, right?
Sure. Maintained
And stuff like that. But when you in a purpose decreasing level of the army, all the equipment going out, going down. Same with like any munition, rockets, and all of that.
Right.
It was destroyed. So it's our problem as well. I'm not saying that, like, but in terms like, what do we have as an opponent? Guys with couple of tanks and couple of rifles? Rephrasing it, but still. Or if before the invasion, Russian would understand that. Javelins, F-16s, HIMARS, Bradleys, BMG, BFG, 50 caliber helicopters.
Yeah.
You name it, you call it.
Yeah.
Would meet them at the border.
Yeah.
What's the fact it's going to attack?
I mean, do you think when the conflict ends, there's almost a DMZ? Is that what's going to happen? You know, North Korea, South Korea, they have the DMZ, divides North and South Korea.
I don't know.
You know, not it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because, again, correct me if I'm wrong, but in North and South Korea conflict, there was decision not of those two countries.
Yeah, it was other people's decision, for sure. I hear what you're saying. Yep. All right. Any last thoughts, guys? This has been really good. Thank you for your loyalty. Thank you. Thank you for taking the time.
Thanks for listening to the Drone Wars podcast. Each week, we bring you fascinating conversations with leaders shaping the future of air, sea, land, and space technologies. Catch new episodes every Tuesday wherever podcasts can be found. Until then, we'll see you next time.